Hello, guys. I hope you all are doing well. This is the 20th of December, 2025. Um, Honestly, I'm just doing this video as just an educational video. But the main reason behind it that unfortunately yesterday I forgot to share with you guys like one of the trade that we've been spotting for a few days. Um, was Uniswap, and I just don't know like really how I forgot to cover it for you on X yesterday, but it is what it is. I wanted just to highlight for you a few things just in regards to Uniswap because we didn't cover it before when it's coming to trade opportunities. We covered Hype, we covered Sol, we covered ETH. Uniswap, we didn't cover it. So I want just to start with you usually for how exactly we are looking for things and what are the main, like, let's say, plays that usually I do spot it when it's coming to just analyzing altcoins. First of all, I'm not going to be really trading, like, let's say, altcoins heavily. I'm focusing mainly on BTC, Sol, Uniswap, Caspa, Hyperliquid, maybe Avi, and ETH definitely. We will see how exactly things it's going to play, and BNB, sorry. Um, so I would say as what exactly you will be expecting to see also on maybe every single monthly review that I will be checking every single time BTC, ETH, Sol, Hyperliquid, Avi, BNB, Uni. I think these are yeah, maybe Tau, just because I mean it's behaving in some kind of nice ways when it's coming to some daily trades. That it might take place in the coming few days if in case the market in next year started shifting a little bit higher. But this is mainly like let's say what I'm really focusing on when it's coming to altcoins. I don't want just to be distracted with a million trade and a million thing when it's coming to these plays. Just like focusing on these ones. Um, you guys can also like when it's coming to fundamentals, there are really a lot of people that they are talking, like let's say, about fundamentals when it's coming to altcoins and all these kind of things. But for me, to be honest with you, like one of the people that I do pay attention, sometimes like I'm getting the cheat code from him when it's coming to altcoins. He's doing really an amazing job when it's coming to these things. You can check crypto. Forget about the name, but I mean, to be honest with you, he knows what he's doing when it's coming to altcoins. That I like his views when it's coming to like alts. But for me, it's always the chart and nothing else. Um, Really nothing else. Um, I don't trade anything when it's coming to fundamentals. I really don't pay attention to these kind of things. All I care about is just these candles, and this is how we trade. We never change this way, and we will never change it. So maybe we can add on the list also Caspa. We will see. So now, when it's coming to the yearly candles, I mean, first of all, always remind yourself, like we are by the end of the year, 20th of December. So this is the yearly candle that we do have it, and this is the major, I would say, area where we saw like a deviation from the previous year. And we'll go and we'll show you like just something when exactly we deviated this previous year. So in fact, this is the 2025. This is the lows that we formed on 2025. We deviated the previous year, which is this is the 2024. This was the deviation from here, and then every single time we are coming. I'm not gonna ignore this wick, by the way. But every single time we are coming to this zone, we are seeing like let's say some decent demand that it's getting triggered on Uniswap. So that's just like I would say bottom of the range, but it doesn't mean really anything because we need to think about it in a little bit different way. So the yearly candle, it's an amazing. deviation of the previous year, that's amazing. But this candle, as long as it's not gonna close above, I would say, the 8.8, then still she has a sell pressure. Now, this doesn't mean, by the way, that she can't bounce or it has to come and to take the lows. No, 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 no. That's not the point. So this could just, put you in a place where let's assume that this move, like let's say for the coming 10 days, like pushed all the way to the upper side, somewhere at around the 8. Then your next yearly candle, it might give you a little bit of a drop. Then after that, you move to the upper side and you continue from there. Now, how usually I do look into the new yearly candles, I'm gonna just be looking at this yearly candle where exactly we closed the 2022. So I can cover it for you into this part. So this was the previous year where exactly we dropped, we deviated the previous year, and we closed the yearly candle. It was exactly at around these levels, which is, you can see it, the 5.16. Remember, that was the 2022, all right? So 2022 as a year, it started from here. That's 2022. Here you go. And that's 2023 when it started. So the thing that in the beginning of the year, you saw a little bit of a move above the yearly open, coming back under the yearly open, a little bit above the yearly open, a little bit under the yearly open, which is the asset was moving into this kind of a direction. But the major pivot level was this level, the 5.16. And the moment that you started really trading above it, and the moment that you started closing high time frame and sustaining above it, this is when exactly things started looking really better for Uniswap. So for the time being, for that moment, you started closing above it. It was nice. Just from a range bound, you started coming into this area, holding, then reclaimed, then you started shifting away, and then you started the run. So that was the major pivot area for this year, the 2023. And you started from here, like let's say the end of the year, and then the new yearly candle started. But all this year, you spent it just hovering around, because the run, in fact, it started from the 2024, not from the 2023. But you can see that this area was the area that the price kept hovering around it. Now let's do the same when it's coming to 2024, because this is when we started, 2024. We need to take now the levels for 2023. So how exactly 2023 was looking? Was looking into this way. That was your low for the year, and that was the pivot level for the year. It's becoming 5.167 because we opened into this yearly candle the same. And this is where exactly everything in 2024 started. 2024, the yearly open started into this day. Price came, deviated, moved, reclaimed the yearly open, and that's the move that you get it into this expansional move. And then after that, every single time you're coming around the yearly open, you still are getting some kind of moves. Later on, you visited this move, and still you get the move to the upper side. So this was the area that you wanted really to keep an eye on it. Definitely the yearly open, this also as a pivot level where every single time you are coming here, you get a bounce, you're coming here, you get a bounce. So what I'm looking at usually, it's these pivot levels, all right? So especially that now you're going to be looking at, maybe everyone is going to start talking about Uniswap, very possible. But for me, you need to be really extremely careful. Why? Because we are by the end of the year. So let's assume that this quarterly candle, it's going to close something bullish. It's not really about catching a bottom. It's never about catching a bottom, because every single one, as an example here, tried to catch the bottom, got it chopped left and right, and you're not getting moved. You're not getting a move. You come back. But the moment that you start catching the right moves, this is when you start releasing the moves. But it's not the bottom, because every single time you need a reclaim above the yearly open in order to get this. So there was a simple major level when it's coming to these plays that you can start releasing from it. Now, what I care about here is to cover this away from just the yearly open to put for you every single thing that you needed when it's coming to the play. That's your quarterly candle. Your quarterly candle, it's looking fine, it's looking nice, but you are still trading under the previous quarter low. So the 6.495, by the way, it's a major level for Uniswap. If you will take this level specifically, this is really a major level for Uniswap. And every single time, I would really like to see Uniswap trading above it in order to start looking for higher levels. Every single time. When I posted it on you for you guys, like let's say on X, every single time above this, we are getting a move. We're above this, we're getting a move. So anything here, you're still really in a threat. You're still, by the way, in a threat to visit the lows. That's the whole thing. So she can run, she can move, she can struggle here and then reject. She can, depends on the new yearly candle, how it's going to play. Does it have the room to continue to the upper side? Yeah, she has. Now we're going to be talking about like why she has, and it doesn't mean that you have just to go blindly with it. That's the whole point. So that's your previous quarterly candle. You might, when you lose an area, you might trade toward it one more time. I would say from a quarterly pivots, these are the levels that you might expect, Uniswap to come, and then maybe she will struggle a little bit, to hold above it, the same way of how exactly you lose it, you trade toward it, then you might come back. You lose it, you trade maybe toward it, and then you might come back. We will see how exactly it's going to play out from here. But this is a major pivotal level for me on Uniswap. And it's been the case, by the way, because I don't know for how long we've been trading Uniswap, but for quite a lot. But this area, for me, it's a major area, So don't really get hyped too much. Still, you do have a full new year, the 2026, if things it's going to start shifting to the upper side. For me, Uniswap, it is absolutely one of the assets that I'm looking at it in general. But that's the whole point. You're not really in a need to FOMO and to rush. Now, in terms of the monthly candle, you're still also trading under major pivotal levels on the monthly candle, which is it's the 5.74, which is, by the way, if you will be checking here, maybe this is the level that you struggled for now to trade above it. So yeah, from here, if might give you a little bit of throwback, maybe if in case you get like let's say a reclaim, then you might be trading into this area. Does it have the steam to go to the upper side? It depends on what we do here. Because the moment that you come and you sweep the liquidity that it's sitting at around these levels, you might get the pullback and the retraces to lower levels, all right? Which is, by the way, it happened before when I covered for you Zcash, all right? Now, from a weekly level, you can wait for this weekly candle to close and to treat it as, first of all, to see if we are closing really above the monthly pivotal levels, 5.74 or not. Again, remember, you still have just 1 week to trade December, So monthly candle for December, that's how exactly it's looking. How high she can go when it's coming, like, let's say, to trading, this monthly candle, how high she can go. Well, in 10 days, let's assume that she reached all the way to the upper side. Next monthly candle, you still can do the same exercise and you still can get an exposure just dealing with the pivot levels without relying on the lows, because you are not in a need really to FOMO in every single time, or try, by the way, FOMO in on the highs, or FOMO, like let's say, try to catch every single bottom while it's not a bottom. If you check the exercise that we did it before on Zcash, that's the full plan that I covered it for you in Discord, on X. On X, I covered for you Zcash from the moment that it started running all the way to the upper side, give you the short from around these levels. I'm done from here. You would be expecting a move. Then she rejected one more time all the way to here. Fine. For me, that was the short. That was for me the long from around these levels. Exited exactly at the 4.5 or a little bit under it, but I really don't aim to catch any kind of, tops. But the moment that you came and you just swept this liquidity, you saw another rejection. And then again, this is where exactly we wanted it to hold, and we traded it again one more time to the upper side, right? So every single time, the asset, she can move to the upper side and she will come later on like this. You need to understand something. This is your yearly candle. That's how exactly it will be looking, as an example, a bullish yearly candle, all right? Let me just do it in a proper way. Inside it, you have monthly candles to be looking like this. Inside every single monthly candle, you have weekly candles to be looking like this inside it. So you can take every single part of it. You're going to find like a lot on the weekly. You're going to find a lot on the daily. And the weekly, you do the same on the daily. And the daily, you do the same on the 1 hour and the 4 hours. So the point, you don't want really just to chase something. Just let, yeah, I mean, let it reset, let it reach, like, let's say, a pivotal areas. Let it build momentum, let it do whatever she can do. And then after that, don't worry, she's going to give you pullbacks. Every single asset, she's going to give you a pullback. The point that, as an example, if you didn't catch Zcash from the bottom, you could just do this a million times when it's coming to the plays. How you can do that? That's a point. Was that, like, let's say, a full month play as a play? Yeah, that was a month and the second month. But let's go and get some exposures on the weekly candles. Well, here you go. And that's your pivots when it started on the weekly candles. So you got yourself here. That's a pivotal level. And then the candle where exactly it started on 6th of October. You got the move all the way to the downside. Reclaimed it. That's the move that you got it. They came again and then they moved again. Every single week, you're going to be doing the same exercise. So you're not in a need really to chase. And by that time, where exactly your invalidation could be by here, well, it depends on how you reclaim every single level. That's a total different story. And it depends on how you are viewing things. Definitely having a stop losses and where exactly you want to put your stop losses, that's a total different story. We can talk about it later. But usually, I do put my stop losses where I do get invalidated on the idea. So for us, as an example, Uniswap, when we traded it yesterday, the stop loss, as you can see it was, I mentioned it to you in early in the video, it was 4.96. That's where exactly I would be putting my stop loss. It was exactly here. Because for me, this is structure. We shouldn't lose it. And this is where we entered, by the way. It's not like we entered at the bottom. No, we entered exactly here. So on the move here, on the closing, like let's say to around these levels, that's the move and that's the play. For me, this is again a pivot level. And as long as we're not breaking above it, why it's going to be different than this? She won't be different than this. Now, did you break structure? You didn't break structure. To be honest with you guys, breaking structure or not breaking structure or a trend lines, for me, it's not valid in a range bound environment. It's not. It's not. Feel free when the asset is trending to the upper side to look into, as an example, a break of trend line. Like, check this out. It's going to be, by the way, more helpful for you. So this was the move that you got it here. And you started breaking above fresh highs. This was in 2021. So here, when you started moving all the way at these levels, yeah, fine. In that time, you break a trend line and you're going to find the run. That's simple. You break a trend line. I mean, I don't use them at all, to be honest with you, but you break a trend line. Forget about, yeah, that's everyone is going to tell you that, oh, we broke a trend line, we came retest it, and then we continue. They are not valid for me. All right. But again, you still can get the benefits from something when it's trending to the upper side as a break of a trend lines. It's fine. It will be helpful by that time to play these kind of things. But again, my point out of all of this, when it's coming, like, let's say, to these plays, that's just how I'm dealing with these plays, and that's how I do mainly look into the pivot levels. And just, you don't really have to rush anything. Does it have, like, let's say, the capacity to go to the upper side? Well, let's check how exactly it's looking. Well, 12 hours time frame, that was a nice formation on the 12 hours time frame. This is where exactly it gave you the move and the continuation to the upper side. But now, does it have the capacity to come and to trade all the way here? Maybe, but you need just to be patient and see how exactly she's going to build some kind of a momentum. If a reclaim from here, then maybe that would be the case. Now, in regards to all of this, I mean, you can look also into Uniswap just to have these levels that they might be helpful for you when it's coming, like, let's say, to execution part. Because the way how exactly these levels are behaving, you might get a throwback, as an example, to the 5.5. This is the area where, as an example, you saw some kind of reaction from it. Well, if she's gonna move like this, if she's gonna later on, maybe she's gonna move a little bit to the upper side, come back here, because again, this is a major pivotal area, right? So if she will build momentum here, maybe build structure before breaking the pivot level, fine. But you need to see some consolidation. You don't want to chase, you know. And if she's gonna give you maybe a throwback to somewhere at around these levels, then fine. That would be even a better play when it's coming to these things. But the end of the story, don't chase and don't FOMO in. So if you catch something, you catch it. You didn't catch it, fine. You're gonna have still another run. And this asset or another asset or whatever it is, when she moves to the upper side or to the downside, you will always, always, always get the retraces. You will always get the retraces. You will always get the retraces. That's how exactly it goes. And from here, when she moves to the upper side, you will always get retraces. So if let's assume that it moved all the way to the upper side, I promise you the retrace, it's going to be a better play for you to play it. Always when she moves and she makes the move and she proves the move, the next move, it's gonna come here. Now, one thing that where exactly it really made me, like, let's say, to look into Uniswap. I've been tracking this for I don't know how long when Uniswap started moving to the upper side, and that's the only thing that we've been marking it here. So the moment that again she moved all the way to the upper side, we just kept waiting, 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 and when this came here, my I was speculating on a play when I saw the price action here on Uni and also on Uni BTC. It's just that, yeah, no, like she made the retraces back and she will give you a bounce. I don't know how high is the bounce. It's not my job to identify it. Again, it's by the end of the year. And if I'm looking at something when it's coming, even for this, for the monthly candle, there is really nothing. Like, let's say that you did it, nothing. Could you just push a little bit higher and then the new monthly candle to do something? That's a total different story. All right. The point out of all of this, that's literally how you want to look into things. All right. This quarterly candle, she can push and she can close even strong candle. Next quarterly candle, next monthly candle, next yearly candle, definitely it's going to bring you something. Don't chase, try to plan your things just in a proper way. And I promise you things should be looking good when it's coming, like, let's say, to identifying these plays and identifying these momentums. For me, again, chasing, we don't do it. We just plan for the trades. If it played in our favor, it played in our favor. If it didn't play in our favor, it didn't play. That's how it goes. And don't think for a moment that we don't get stopped out or I don't get stopped out. Always, it's part of the game. In fact, if we will be looking at this move that we have it here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winning, 2 stop losses, 1 flat. It's fine. In fact, also we got stopped out on Nikki as a trade on one of the attempts. BTC it played really well. JPY USD, one of them it played well. The second one it went flat. The third one it's also well. I think it went losing or maybe no flat for JPY USD. So the point out of this that's a way how exactly you want like really to play these kind of things. Not every single trade it's going to be a winning trade, but don't chase and don't FOMO in. That's all. Covering a little bit on BTC and where exactly we are sitting and how exactly it's looking and all these kind of things. Look, 88.3 for us, it's a major pivotal area. We started really putting some kind of a structure here. My expectation is that we can still move to the upper side. We can still come sweep this level and then move to the upper side. Few scenarios that I can cover it for you in a better way by tomorrow when we get the daily closing on this play. But for now, the price is still looking fine. We might get into some kind of movements between today and tomorrow. It's very possible to see a move within today and tomorrow. But the point from here, it's that these are like, let's say, the levels that now for the current the price action. This is where we struggled, like, let's say, to close. This is where we closed this daily candle. Yeah, we saw a little bit of pressure, but it's a strong daily candle. This is a Friday candle. And yeah, we just like, if it's gonna keep building at around these levels, then you might still release a little bit of a move, maybe to come at these levels, and then we see the new weekly candle, how exactly it's gonna play out. Stay chill and don't rush, don't FOMO in. Just plan for your trades, plan for your levels, and again, react to what you see on the price, but don't FOMO in. That's not a reaction. If you want to enter a trade here, that's not a reaction. This move, it's gonna finish. It's gonna finish. And these kind of things, why exactly I'm telling you these kind of plays and all these things when it's coming to um, the prices and the market. Look, you want to chase, you can chase, but something that I've been talking to the guys about it when it's coming, like let's say to trading gold. We are trading gold, by the way, every single day. So setups that we give it and all these kind of things every single day we are trading gold without having any issue every single time. Something that you learn it from gold, you just realize when you are trading the daily trades that you see the moves to the upper side, you will get smacked if you FOMO in. And this is what you want to plan really when it's coming, like, let's say, to your trades. Just don't FOMO in. Yesterday, we played, like, let's say, literally the trade from here all the way, like, let's say, to around these levels. We exited literally at these candles. And then after that, she pulled back. Now, with the new weekly candle, we start planning and we start moving. Keep your exposures just like really to something that you can digest when it's coming to stop losses. When it's like don't put, like, let's say, the whole farm or the whole house on one trade. It's gonna really smack you down. Just to try to do that and try, like, let's say, to pay attention to what the prices are doing. Try to deal with pivot levels where you get invalidated on something. You plan for your trades. The moment that you plan for it, things it's gonna start looking really good when it's coming to these plays. And yeah, just do these kind of things where, look, I don't want to chase anything. Let me deal with it in the new month. Let me deal with it in the new week. Because in the new week, the moment that you get a closing of a weekly candle, you're going to be able to plan your next setup on this asset. That's the beauty of having just, like, a full weekly candle that it's closed, because you're going to have new ranges and you're going to be able to deal with something to deal with it. Because just one thing to remind you guys with it, when you are getting a weekly candle that it closed in any kind of a formation, it doesn't matter where exactly the highs and the lows, and the next weekly candle, she can start from here, go a little bit to the downside, move to the upper side. Still, you are dealing first with the borders of this weekly candle before she's going to start moving in one side. Okay. So let's assume that this weekly candle, what she can do, she can move a little bit to the downside, move a little bit to the upper side, close like this, which is we still stayed, like, let's say, in the border of the range. We can also move to the downside, move a little bit to the upper side, and then after that, start expanding to the upper side and continue higher. Amazing. She can also move a little bit to the upper side, reject, move to the downside, drop, and then after that, close something like this. Still, in the beginning of the week, you are trading with the borders of this weekly candle. So it's going to help you a lot to identify what kind of place that you want to trade here. That's all that I wanted really to clear it for you. I wanted just to cover everything when it's coming, like, let's say, to the setups and when it's coming to Uniswap. So you don't really, like, let's say, just start FOMOing in and start just, going blindly into some kind of setups. For me, I do see, like, let's say, that she has the capacity to trade to higher, but just don't chase it. Usually, I do like really to trade Uniswap above the 5.7, but it needs a confirmation on a high time frame. She can still give you some throwbacks into tomorrow or today or whatever it is. It's still, she can do that. Just don't FOMO in and just stay chilled. And yeah, I will be covering also Uniswap specifically once we get the weekly closing, and I will keep you updated on it one by one when it's coming, like, let's say, to every week, I would say, because I do have a plan to cover for you at least, like, let's say, every week these 4 or 5 altcoins. If there will be any setup that it's looking nice, then we will be trading it. We'll be giving it to you. You can check it, and that's it. Wish you all the best, guys. That's all for now. Wish you an amazing weekend. And I just wanted really to put for you this video so we can summarize things all together. And I hope that it's going to be a beneficial one for you guys. Wish you all the best. Cheers. Bye bye.